kept my eyes closed. I was like, I don't even want to see the BLOOD. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Please excuse the absolute mess in the background. I literally have 4 minutes to quickly get ready, quickly make myself look presentable, which is a big challenge in this first trimester. Alhamdulillah. So I'm approximately 8 weeks and 4 days. And today we had our first ever midwife appointment. It was at 9 AM. When I tell you, I really did not sleep very well last night at all because I'm such a baby with needles, with pills and with blood tests. And this is what's always been in the back of my mind when it comes to pregnancy. It's you can't get away from these things. They're just like a part of pregnancy. But that doesn't mean as soon as you turn pregnant, your fear just goes away. I had a lot of anxiety going into it. I was also really anxious to like meet the midwife and find out who we're gonna get, because it seemed like from the reading that I'd done before that you have like one consistent midwife on the whole. Obviously like that was giving me a bit of anxiety because the lady that I went to, the nurse that I went to beforehand a couple of months back, she really put a bad taste in my mouth. Like she really was not like a very sweet, kind person. I don't know, I think when you're an empath you kind of just forget that not everyone is an empath. But yeah, so obviously I was just really nervous, and we got there on time, and the first lovely surprise was that they've gotten rid of hospital parking fees in Scotland, which is incredible. How amazing is that? You guys remember like how much it used to cost to go and visit someone who's in hospital, or you know, drop off somebody, and yeah, it used to be so expensive. And I think from the start of this year, Iqra was saying that they've it's been like almost 2 years now, they've got rid of it, which is amazing. So all we had to do was just get a ticket and you get 4 hours free parking. I really thought that the whole thing was going to be an hour tops, but it wasn't. It was about 2 hours long. Guys, like I cannot tell you how much my duas have been answered in this moment, because like I actually was just like lying in bed having a little like rest and thinking about lucky I am, because I literally was making dua, and I have been making dua, and stop getting emotional. Stop being emotional. These pregnancy hormones. But I've been making dua as smooth of a journey as possible, because there's just a lot of anxiety around the whole thing. And alhamdulillah, I really overall, I mean, maybe I'll do a whole video. Yeah, I'll do a whole video at the end of my first trimester, inshallah, talking about my experience. But I do really feel like it's been as smooth as I could ask for. Like it's not been easy, and it's not been, you know, a walk in the park, but in terms of smoothness, yes. Oh my god, guys, our midwife is so lovely. I could cry thinking about how lovely she is. She made us feel so welcome, so comfortable, and I felt like I could really share everything that was on my mind. Obviously like the first set of appointments, they're called the booking appointment, where they really get to know you and your partner and your medical histories and your mental health histories and all this stuff, and it's very, very thorough. But imagine like doing that with someone who you don't feel comfortable with. I think it would have been really hard. And she just was so warm and so lovely and so caring. I felt like she was just enveloping us in a hug. And it was a little bit awkward because we had like a trainee paramedic in the room as well. She did ask if we minded like if paramedic was going to be there, the trainee, and I was like, no, it's fine. Like I understood. Reminded me of my like training teacher days, you know, like just observing and stuff. So she was sort of just sitting there watching the whole thing, and also I was like talking about some like more like awkward and unexpected symptoms. I was like slow digestion, it's been insane and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, honestly, alhamdulillah, I could not have asked for a better first appointment. And then I think, yeah, I just want to talk about it because I feel like a lot of people talk about the first trimester and like symptoms and stuff, which has been great, by the way, because especially when you're not telling a lot of people, well, if you're not telling anyone, we're not told anyone at this point, you know, 8.5 weeks along, alhamdulillah, can feel like quite lonely to go through this experience. But then I think when you see other people's, how they found it, and especially when you can relate to symptoms and you can be like, right, okay, so I am not losing my mind because I'm this tired or I am emotional or whatever, it's really comforting. But also she's a midwife. She literally, this is her job. She's been trained. She has seen so many pregnant women. So it was incredibly reassuring to be able to like talk to her about stuff that's been going on, and just, yeah, for her to be like, no, that's completely normal. Or even like telling us stuff. Guys, I did not know this, and I'm shook. I'm still shook since this morning. It's always been 12 hours since I found out. But when you're pregnant, you're not allowed soft serve ice cream, which means no more McFlurries. Can you believe it? And I'm sure loads of you guys are really healthy and wouldn't have McFlurries when you're pregnant, but I was like, what? Because I never read that before, or heard that before, or been told that by anyone. And I was like, I am very surprised right now, because I feel like I thought I'd done a lot of reading and understanding of the do's and don'ts. But there is a lot, let's be honest, there is a lot of do's and don'ts. Yeah, I learned about that. And also, if you want to fly, and it's further than 4 hours, you have to have blood thinners and a note from the doctor. So I don't know if they're just like super thorough here, because that really surprised us both. Like, we didn't expect that one either. So that's the situation there. Alhamdulillah, super good. And then I did tell her like pretty early on, before she'd even started the form, that I have a big fear of needles, injections, all that sort of stuff. I said, you know, I'm probably going to be like super annoying and I'm sorry, but I've never been good with that sort of stuff. And she was like, that's okay. And you know what, I didn't even know this, but she said there's actually like services within the NHS Scotland that you can be referred to, who can give you support with overcoming like needle phobia and stuff like that. She's like, because it's a real thing and it affects so many people, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, she genuinely was so lovely. And it got to the point where, so basically she took my blood pressure and it was quite high, and my mom had high blood pressure and she was expecting me, and also she'd already known this at this point, so she was like, okay. She was like, but the thing is, I feel like we've not done your blood test yet, so I'm going to take it again at the end, so we're not going to worry too much about, you know, this number at the moment. And then the actual blood test, she was like, right, I did a urine sample and then, yeah, blood test. And she was like, right, okay, so what I'm going to suggest is you have a little lie down on here, just get yourself comfortable and have some ice cold water. And then she's like, is there anything that I can do for you that makes you more comfortable in situations? And I literally was like, the last time I had a blood test, I was literally 10 years old. Like, it's been so long since I had a blood test. It's been crazy. And Kyra was really shocked. He was like, what do you mean? Afterwards, he was like, how are you 10 years old when you last had a blood test? What if you've got like so many things going on? I was like, dude, do not freak me out right now. I do need to hurry because I feel bad just waiting outside. But I think that's fine for my makeup, to be honest. But yeah, alhamdulillah, like in terms of blood test itself, I was holding Kyra's hand, I was closing my eyes, I was sweating like crazy, like it was really scary, but she was like, right, I just want you to take some deep breaths. And she was like, do you want me to talk you through it or not? And me and Kyra both like, I think you should just do it. And that really helped. But Kyra was like, read Draw Sharif, do Zikr, you've got this, you're doing so well. And I just kept my eyes closed the whole time. I was just like literally like just doing Draw Sharif. And alhamdulillah, honestly, like the anxiety melted away. When it was done, I was like, oh, that's it. She put the plaster on, I kept my eyes closed. I was like, I don't even want to see the BLOOD. But alhamdulillah, I'm so happy. Like, obviously my arm's a little bit sore now, but that's the first one done, and it wasn't as scary as I thought. And it was nice to obviously have Iqra's support and just to like know that she's such a lovely person and that I'm going to be seeing her regularly, inshallah, like Friday if it goes well, obviously. And the good thing is we're not actually going to have to go into the hospital. We're going to have to go to a medical centre, which is right near where we're living at the moment. That's really good news. So not going to be every time we have to go to the hospital, even though the hospital process was fine. It's free parking. It was totally fine. But yeah, really feeling positive and so grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Feel bad, Kyra's waiting. But yeah, alhamdulillah, really good appointment. If you're feeling anxious about yours, please don't. Try not to be. Just make the wine, inshallah it'll go well. And yeah, you've got this. You have got this. You've been doing so well so far and you can do it, inshallah.